King and Queen of the Ring 2024. The superstars are already in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia for tomorrow morning's pay-per-view. And I'm saying morning because it's in the morning for us here in the States. Obviously, it's going to be in the evening at night for them. We still have to talk about SmackDown taking place from Saudi Arabia tonight as well. So with that said, let's get into the preview and predictions for the King and Queen of the Ring pay-per-view. I just can never get used to calling it a PLE, Premium Live Event. Yeah, I'm kind of old school. So, with that said, let's talk about first, let's give our predictions for what's going to happen in SmackDown, because the finals of both the King and Queen of the Ring tournaments have not been set yet. But they will be set after tonight, because on the men's side of things, Randy Orton faces Tama Tonga in the finals of the SmackDown bracket, and the winner gets to face the ring general, Gunther, in the finals of said tournament. And I gotta say this is, as much as I am liking the presentation of Tanga Loa and Tama Tonga along with Solo Sikoa, this, can we call it a brand new version of the Bloodline? As much as I'm liking the presentation, there is absolutely no way in hell we're getting Gunther versus Tama Tonga on pay-per-view. Number one, because very few people, practically no one, wants to see that match. And on top of that, I'm going to generalize here, nobody wants to see that match over Randy Orton versus Gunther in the finals. So I'm going to give Randy Orton the win. He's going to have to really go against all odds to defeat Tama Tonga, but he's the Viper, he's the Apex Predator, a 14, 15-time world champion if I'm not mistaken. Tama Tonga losing to Randy Orton is not burying him. So with that said, let's move on to the SmackDown bracket, to the women's bracket on the SmackDown side of things, because Lyra Valkyria, upset everyone on Monday Night Raw, including myself. I honestly thought Io Sky was going to make it to the finals because she's a former women's champion, because she was a part of a high-profile match at WrestleMania that did not happen. Lyra Valkyria is waiting for the winner between Nia Jax and Bianca Belair. And I'm going to tell you this, we're going to get another upset. We are going to get yet another upset because Nia Jax is going to beat Bianca Belair. As a matter of fact, I think the only way Bianca Belair advances, and there's obviously a chance that she might, because she is one of the most protected superstars on WWE TV, but the only way Bianca Belair advances is if Jade Cargill ends up causing a distraction and Nia Jax ends up losing because of her. Obviously because of what happened last week on SmackDown. So, to me, the finals on the women's side of things, it's going to be Lyra Valkyria versus Nia Jax. Now, with that said, on the women's side of things, it's a tough one. It is a tough one. But overall, I'm going to give the win. I'm going to give the Queen of the Ring tournament win to the winner of tonight's SmackDown match. It's either going to be Bianca Belair or Nia Jax. One of those two women is going to win the Queen of the Ring tournament. Nothing against Lyra Valkyria, but again, she's a pseudo babyface on Monday Night Raw. We don't need a babyface on Raw as of this moment in time. We need a heel to challenge Becky Lynch in the future, because I believe Becky Lynch is going to retain her title. Spoiler alert. On the men's side of things, Randy Orton versus Gunther. That's a tough call. It's a dream match of not so much epic proportions, but I will give you this. Gunther is going to walk out King of the Ring. Because, well, he's been one of the most protected superstars ever since he made his debut in WWE. He's only lost once, which was at WrestleMania 40 against Sami Zayn, ending his 666-day longest reigning Intercontinental Championship reign of all time, and there's absolutely no chance that Randy Orton beats Gunther. No chance in hell. I don't care if it's Randy Orton. Gunther needs to go over. So there are your winners. Gunther, King of the Ring, Nia Jax, or Bianca Belair. Whoever walks out of the win, obviously I'm going to have to go with Nia Jax at this moment in time, as Queen of the Ring. And Triple H also announced that, well, the winners of each tournament are getting championship matches at SummerSlam. That also adds to the fact that Lyra Valkyria cannot win the title of Queen of the Ring, because I don't see her challenging for a women's championship at such a big show like a SummerSlam. So, with that said, let's move on to the next Women's World Championship match. Becky Lynch, Big Time Bex, the man herself, defends against Liv Morgan, and I've spoken about this multiple times in the past right here on this channel. Becky Lynch is going to have to retain her title. Simply put, other than Becky, there are no babyfaces on Monday Night Raw, And I can't understand why wouldn't I have Liv Morgan win the World Championship? Well, for one, Liv Morgan versus Lyra Valkyria at SummerSlam, not so much. Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria, that might work. I don't know. Overall, I think Becky Lynch needs to move on into a feud with Damage Control. That would benefit the world title immensely. Liv Morgan can focus on building a story with Dirty Dominic Mysterio. I think fans are interested in where that goes, and that will eventually lead to Mommy's return, Rhea Ripley. And we finally get a feud and a rivalry between two female superstars that doesn't involve the World Championship. It's a win-win. Triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship. Sami Zayn defends against Chad Gable and Big Bronson Reed. And I made some controversial comments earlier in the week or last week when I said that Chad Gable needs to walk out as a brand new Intercontinental Champion. I think it's the best foot forward for that championship, for Chad Gable's character as well. It benefits his current heel persona. It doesn't make him look like a clown. And on top of that, having long championship reigns just for the sake of having long title reigns doesn't really make sense. Again, it's all about twists and turns and character changes and keeping the crowd on their feet. And Chad Gable doesn't even have to pin Sami Zayn to become champion at King and Queen of the Ring. I think it's a fantastic out. I honestly don't see anything wrong with Chad Gable walking out Intercontinental Champion. And Sami Zayn can go back to chasing the title, which is his babyface role. That's what fans want to see. That's what fans love to see. But, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But as far as my prediction goes, Chad Gable's walking out brand new Intercontinental Champion, and it's going to be the only title change happening in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia this weekend, because Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, faces off against current United States Champion Logan Paul. Both titles are not on the line, thankfully, because that would have only extremely hurt Logan Paul. Cody Rhodes needs to keep that championship reign alive. At least until we can get him set up in a match for that title against his former mentor, Randy Orton. That to me is, along with The Rock returning, that to me is Cody Rhodes' current story, his current endgame. Either Randy Orton or The Rock. And the only way we get to Cody Rhodes versus The Rock is at SummerSlam or at the Rumble, at a big pay-per-view event. So with that said, those are my thoughts, those are my predictions. That's the preview for this weekend's pay-per-view King and Queen of the Ring tournament. Let's just go over them one more time. King of the Ring, Gunther. Queen of the Ring, Nia Jax. Becky Lynch retains her Women's World Championship, along with the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, retaining his undisputed WWE Championship, and we crown a brand new Intercontinental Champion when Chad Gable pins, or, yeah, he's not going to submit, pins Big Bronson Reed. With some help from Otis, of course. So, with that said, what are your thoughts? What are your predictions for this weekend's pay-per-view? Do you agree with me? Do you think maybe all champions retain? Do you think maybe Sami Zayn needs to keep his title reign longer? Maybe you think Liv Morgan needs to walk out with the Women's World Championship? Hoping for a Rhea Ripley return very, very soon? I don't know. You might have different thoughts. So, with that said, leave your thoughts, comments, and predictions in the comment section below. I'm Alexis Carrillo. This has been Wrestling Talk, and I'll see you next time.